What's up, Nerdgenic Nation? Superhero nerd Aaron Waller here, and not only am I a massive superhero nerd, but I'm also a big fan of Harry Potter. So today I wanted to talk about the recently released PlayStation State of Play for the highly anticipated Hogwarts Legacy game. Now, I have been looking forward to this game for quite some time, and despite its numerous delays and still no hard release date, I've been anticipating getting to see more from this game since its first trailer over a year ago. But now that we've gotten to see a bit more with context and actual gameplay, I think it's time we revisit the Wizarding World and what the game has to offer, because I have got a lot of thoughts from the 15-minute trailer. Now, first of all, the game looks absolutely amazing, but somehow it also still feels very unfinished. I don't know if my glasses were dirty or what, but I felt like as beautiful as the world is, the human characters still feel very much unrefined. And I'm fairly sure that this footage was captured on PS5, so it might be a highlight that the engine is too powerful for the driver, but then again, this game still isn't due to come out until holiday 2022, so there could still be some time to fix these textures through updates. But speaking of characters, the customization seems cool, but also too much at times. It feels as if The Sims and Skyrim had a baby, which I think would be great to create a character which is totally unique to you, the player, but on the same token, some of the customization options seem, for lack of a better phrase, basic. But the first immediate red flag for a Potter fan such as myself was the story that you're entering Hogwarts on your 5th year, which is possibly one of the worst decisions in my opinion, as I genuinely thought this would be an entry to exit style game of traversing your journey through Hogwarts, but the story is seemingly throwing you to the wolves by being your 5th year, something that to my knowledge has never happened before, and it kind of ruins the game. I just genuinely hope that the reasoning behind this story decision ends up making sense in context of the game, because for as many times as I've read and watched any of the Wizarding World material, this is among the handful of things that I absolutely baffled me. Another thing that I happen to like, however, is the overall look of the houses and how immersive a lot of the castle seems to be. Though for the sorting, I'm guessing that you're likely going to get to choose your house for the hardcore fans, or be randomly sorted if you want to get more of an authentic game experience. But being able to explore areas of the castle that you've never really gotten a chance to see, including several of the house common rooms and even the kitchens, looks like it will be an absolute fan's dream. Though I do have to say that some parts of the castle feel over embellished and grand for no reason. Somehow the Great Hall feels small, and yet the Slytherin and Ravenclaw common room have immensely high ceilings. Although Hogwarts has always been a paradox of size and proportion, some of the rooms and halls feel as though they just don't quite fit with the castle that fans have come to know. Like with the Room of Requirement, it feels like they're making this room a scapegoat, crafting room, and home base for all the trophies and achievements that you'll end up unlocking during the game, rather than giving it a purpose that is reminiscent of the stories. And then there's also the things that are outside of Hogwarts that don't make a lot of sense to me, like the little market carts and things like that along the side of the road on the way to and or from Hogsmeade. Like, I'm not sure if this is where we'll be getting our Hogwarts and other attire from, but it feels more reminiscent of almost like a Witcher or even a Legend of Zelda game rather than anything related to Harry Potter, because that's not something that's been around for a while. The beasts and potions part, however, I didn't mind as much, as I felt like it was going to be a very large part of the game and very key to the overall gameplay, but the combat has me seriously worried. It genuinely looks like they tried to put too much into the fighting style. Like, I understand that this game needs to have action and things to do in order to progress the game and keep players interested, but I honestly feels like it completely disconnects from the source material, and like they tried to make it more Spider-Man or even Batman Arkham series video game, which is not at all what the fighting style of the Wizarding World is all about. You can even end up using creatures and beasts like Pokemon to fight other wizards and use magic in ways that have never existed to our knowledge. And I know this game takes place over 100 years from the Harry Potter era, but they're making it seem like Potter was in the Dark Ages despite being set in a more modern time. Now, I'm sure that I'll have plenty of other thoughts on the game, and maybe some of these opinions will change once the game releases and I have a more hands-on experience, but overall the game in large part looks nothing like what I was really hoping for, and it feels like they took a more of an approach of taking The Witcher and then just putting a Harry Potter skin on top of it and just calling it a game. But will I still end up buying it and playing it? Absolutely. But anyway, those are my thoughts, and now I want to hear from you in the Nerdgenic community. What did you think of this first look gameplay of Hogwarts Legacy? Are you still excited for the game? What has you worried, if anything? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification so you miss out on any future content. And also be sure to give us a follow across all social media platforms at Nerdgenic so you don't miss out on any special news, announcements, or articles at nerdgenic.com. And if you just so happen to want to be a very kind citizen of the Nerdgenic Nation and support us even more, be sure to check out our recently launched Patreon where you can come and help us make sure that this channel only continues to get better. But in the meantime, if you want even more video content from us, check out these videos on screen, like my recent video talking about the Robin and Batman comic, or check out my History of playlist where I have a new episode every single Saturday giving the comic book history of various heroes and villains. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it, and we hope to see you in the next video.